Welcome to Third Wheel Podcast, where I'll be your host and Caleb will be the third wheel today.
Oh my gosh. No. All right, guys. Y'all know we got nothing done last time. Conversation I thought went pretty well, but I guess we'll see when my subscribers tank. So, okay, let me see what was on the agenda to speak about today. I had something. Oh, okay. You ever get asked at the store, did you find everything okay? You ever get that when you're in the checkout line?
Yeah, time or two.
Just once or twice, right,
yeah.
in your life? Well, what if I was like, actually I didn't. Do you mind moving the candy aisle over to aisle 20 instead of aisle 15? You know what I mean? Like, whoa. Like, does anyone ever just say, like, no, I actually didn't find anything okay? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I've said no before.
Oh, what do they say? See, look, wait, I didn't have to do any work. She's got the experience, guys. That's the best part.
You know I don't sugarcoat things. I speak the honest truth. I don't know. They'll just be like, "Oh, did you find everything okay today?" And I'll be like, "No," and they'll and they'll be like,
"No." I didn't actually.
And so they'll be like, "Okay, what can I help you with finding?" You know, and I'll be like, "Happiness," and they'll be like, "Well, I can't help you there," and I'll be like, "Yeah, neither can I." No,
please don't you actually say that. I'm begging you.
I try to make it awkward for people.
It's
sometimes.
Awkward for me, and I'm not even there.
I'd honestly be surprised if I haven't done that. Like, you know, a good life, and they're like, "Oh, check aisle." A
caring husband. Oh, aisle 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He runs and puts himself in aisle 2.
And that's an interesting segue back into online dating. But before that, because we didn't get so far into online dating last time, I want to talk about the new food item for today. As you know, this sounds like a Taco Bell item, but it's not. Okay, Papa John's. Look at that. She's way ahead of me. She's like, here it is. Ooh, this is our terrible, bad unboxing video of the Papa John's Papadilla. That's great. I hope the audience likes that sound. Cool Ranch Papadilla. Are you ready?
Yeah. Should we open all of them?
Yeah, let's do it. So I ordered one of every meat. And which one's that? These actually don't look that bad.
I don't know. Does it say on the top?
It might say on the side with the receipt.
This one's beef.
That's beef.
Is that chicken?
Probably.
Yeah. And then I guess this one will be the steak. See, that's the other reason I felt like I was going to struggle on the podcast is because a lot of my humor is just from me, like, doing stupid gestures.
I'm sorry. I'm not listening because they spelled my name wrong.
Did they?
Yes.
How'd they spell it?
A-R-Y.
Oh, this time they spelled the Calvary wrong.
Yep. They spelled my last name wrong, guys. This is the usual.
Calvary.
Yeah. Oh, these don't look that bad.
What's this sauce?
Oh, Cool Ranch sauce, I believe. What does it smell like?
Ranch?
Well, now I can't eat it.
There's multiple sauces.
Stick your whole finger in it, please.
Ooh, that sauce is pretty tasty.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what it looks like, guys, for the clip. It's basically a papadilla covered in Dorito dust. So.
I'm trying the chicken one first because I feel like that's the one I'm going to like the least.
Yeah, probably. That's why.
I'm going to go chicken, ground beef, and then steak.
What you're going to do is dump it out like you just did before you do anything.
Get some of the sauce.
I'm going to bite it without the sauce first.
I'm not. I'm a saucy type of gal, you know what I mean?
Gross.
All right.
Give us 45 minutes to chew. It tastes really good.
Papa John's more like Daddy John, bro, because this is smack. Really pretty good.
I would like to remind our audience that this episode is not safe for work.
Yeah.
These have onions on them.
Mm-hmm.
They must be cooked because you're not disgusted right now.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, but the ranch, the Dorito part. The Dorito isn't very prevalent in the flavor.
Yeah, it's not very Dorito-y. But, like, I don't know.
See, they just crumbled the dust on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, eh. You know what I mean? Like, it tastes good, but it isn't, the Dorito part isn't sticking out.
All right. I'm going into the beef.
Yeah, boy. I already know the steak's going to be the one I'm enjoying.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm glad I have money to buy all three, because these weren't cheap. I'm not too big on the steak one. I don't taste anything.
You mean
really.
beef? This one's just
You're
like
right.
ground beef.
I apologize to my viewers. I'm an idiot. The beef. I don't taste the beef. Do you taste anything? This one has less flavor than the chicken, which surprises the heck out of me.
It's there, but yeah, it's not as...
I hate tomatoes, and I just took a big bite of a juicy tomato. But I always try to eat things in their rawest form, so if I start taking stuff out that could have like really enhanced the flavor, I don't know. If I start taking stuff off, what's the chef supposed to do? You know what I mean? At that point, his hands are tied.
I think it's still pretty good.
It's edible. The flavor's not really hitting. I flipped it over so the dust would hit my tongue first. It just didn't work.
See, this is the one I'm excited about.
If the steak is terrible, then I feel like Papa John's has let me down. Alright, I am ready. Now we're talking. Oh, my jaw popped.
Yeah, I would go steak or chicken, but mostly steak, but not ground beef. Ground beef just tastes like I'm about to eat like a vegetarian version of this.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be the meatiest meat. You know?
Yeah, I would definitely call this one the best one.
Yeah, dude, steak is legit. Okay, the steak really comes out. Again, the Dorito part is very lacking. I had a good interaction with the lady. I was like, hey, are these any good? You know, trying to pre-blow my mind. You know what I didn't do? I didn't put the sauce on it. The one you didn't stick your finger in.
That would sell online, okay?
Oh, God. Most people pay good money for this. I get it for free. Okay, trying to pour the sauce on here, and it's taking forever to come out. That's interesting. It's very thick, if I may say. That is good sauce.
Yeah.
That sauce is a bomb.
I'm trying so hard because I'm a really obnoxious eater.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Don't worry. I cut the chewing out.
Okay. I don't think it's so much a problem with the chewing as much as gulping. For some reason, I just don't know how to
Well, last episode, I accidentally took out the part where we take a bite of the burger, so it goes from, all right, you ready? Man, this tastes okay. It just, awkward, just cuts to the next time someone talks. I usually allow the initial bite to go through.
Yeah. Steak one's the best one.
Yeah, steak is
for sure.
It's got onions in it. Are these potatoes, or am I crazy? Yep, just stick your finger in it.
Looks like that's another onion.
If you put it back, I swear to God. No, get away. I gotta eat the whole steak thing, I'm sorry.
I'm putting mine to the side for later.
You know what I learned the hard way? Papa John's only sells Pepsi products. I wanted Sprite, and guess what they had, guys?
We have Sprite here.
They had Starry, and I was not happy about that. Shout out to episode 1. Yes, we are washing it down with our favorite product, Mountain Dew. Better than Starry, definitely.
What would you do if I just dumped the whole bottle and gave you back the empty one? Just chugged it.
She's mean. She hates me.
I'm very glad we did the chips on the last episode and this one. I almost didn't trust you. I almost didn't bite into this. I hope you know that.
I appreciate you putting aside your pettiness for me. Okay.
I will say this sauce though.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I think it's better than, you know how Taco Bell puts on whatever ranch they have. I'm not really a big fan of it. I feel like if Taco Bell were to recreate it to be more like this, right, I would love it.
Yeah, I feel you. I was thinking that, I don't know, I think Papa John should stick to pizza. The steak was pretty good and the chicken was decent, but bro, pizza's where it's at. They should have put all that stuff. Put Doritos, you're freaking to crinkle it up, put it on a pizza. Yeah. I think that would work. Put it on the crust.
I feel like this was kind of almost like a replication, replica. Imitation. There we go. You knew what I was doing.
Yeah. We're in sync.
Now I don't even know where. Like a calzone. I feel like it was similar to a calzone.
Yeah, I can see that. Calzones are pretty good. They sell those, don't they?
Yeah,
regularly?
They do.
Okay.
It's like a sauceless folded up pizza.
Yeah,
that's kind of what that was to me.
I don't want to sell out the lady who gave them to me. She's like, I think Papa John should stick to pizza, and she handed me my food, and I was like, I appreciate that. I appreciate your candidness, your honesty.
Well, don't they not have that great a pizza to begin with?
Oh no, their pizza's phenomenal.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, me and my old buddy, who you know very well, used to order from them, get the barbecue one with the chicken on it. It was fantastic, and they're big. They're delicious. The Dorito dust stick to my fingers more
Yeah.
so than my tongue or
Yeah.
to the food. It was sticking to my fingers. It wasn't sticking to the parts it was supposed to. And I'm not a big guy on licking my fingers anymore, so I just wipe it off. And that's the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. All right, we're going to go back to online dating.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, like I said, I re-downloaded my stuff. I was trying to get my Tinder old messages back because that's where the, like, good stuff is. Because, like I said, I was pre-active on Tinder and on Bumble. But it brings up my profile. So, I figured you can always look at my profile. Here, we can go preview.
So it saved the profile,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
My
cool.
profile's still up.
Okay, cool.
Here.
All right. I don't know why I giggled like that.
All right.
I can't read when you do that. As I gasped for air. I can't read still. I love adventures through the sky. Read out loud.
I don't care.
I love adventures through the city. I'm 5'8". Well, that intimidates someone like me who's not 5'8".
I'm actually 5'9".
Yeah, well, look at you.
I pulled a, like,
You're
man.
one of those people that lies about
Yeah, I pulled a man, but, like, in reverse.
Why do guys lie about their height?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there were so many guys that were like, I'm 6 foot tall. And me as a 5'9" woman, you're gonna be taller than me.
Yeah.
There was so many guys I went on a date with that were shorter than me.
Yeah.
And not that I even have a problem with that. I dated someone that was 5'4" once.
But,
and
like,
I knew about it.
Yeah, but like, why not just be honest? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not like you're opposed to dating a shorter guy. I mean, it's fair. I get it.
Well, some
women
people are,
Yeah,
but
some
here's the
people
thing.
are.
If you're gonna meet in person, they're gonna know you're not 6 foot.
Okay, so we got that. I love doing impulsive, spontaneous things with my roommates. Yes, you do. Waitress. Oh, I almost read the address. Whoops. Interesting song. Never heard of it. Trippy Red.
That was during my Trippy Red stage.
Okay. Interesting pictures. You show me this photo quite often. And like, man,
When I was hot.
I miss this. Yeah, I mean, so this is all the description is? Like, that's all you have to do? Is keep it simple?
Yeah, I left mine simple. I mean, like...
This is Tinder, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it like you said, it depends on what you're trying to go for.
Right. Because
So-
I wasn't trying to make myself, like, a, like, candidate for people. I wasn't trying to, like, date somebody. So I left it pretty, like...
Okay. You have the
plain.
Bumble one?
Yeah, I do.
I'm kind of curious. I think it's important. We should talk about, like, what a guy needs to do on his. Like, you've seen mine, and I can pull it up again if it's too much. Like, is there too much? Waitress, cool. I'm 20. This was a while ago. I'm 20, going to college to become a trauma nurse, and I'm obsessed with motorcycles. 5'8", look at you. Pisces, you put that in there?
I asked. Look at my blatant lie right after that. Smoking? Never.
Yeah, that is definitely not true. Oh my god. Yep, you do look different in that picture.
Yeah, I do.
Kids want someday. Okay, good, put that in there. Work out sometimes, whereas I put never. In college. Are you still in college?
Technically, because I haven't graduated.
I'm a career student. Thank you for asking. What's this symbol?
Looking for.
Looking for. Don't know yet. That's fair.
I was honest.
What's a good age to know what you want? Like, when should you have your life together? At least in that regard, knowing what you want. I'll put Christian in there, even though it clashes with everything else on that. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd say by the time you're getting to, like, your mid to late 20s, you need to know what you want. Mm-hmm. Like, whether it's, like, dating or what have you. Like, if you're, like, 28 and you don't know what you want...
Yeah.
Like...
So is this intentionally short? The we'll get along if you're creative and fun.
Yeah.
Is it bad? Is there a character limit on that?
I don't know.
Okay, I was curious. I was gonna say, like, is it wrong to
like
have
if
really
somebody's like if here, what was the question? We'll get along if.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was scrolling through somebody's thing and they were like, we'll get along if you have really nice long hair and you do your eyebrows all the time and you did it, like, if that section of it's long, no matter kind of what they're saying, all I'm hearing is that they have, like, some really unnecessary standards of what they're looking for, and it's a bit too specific.
I could see that.
So to just be like, you're creative and fun, like that can match a lot of people, and it's not so specific where it's like you want to go to the lake all the time and you love sitting by the water and, you know, like...
Yeah. Let's see. I already have a profile. What have they done? I have a Facebook dating profile. I was going to have you look at it and critique it. Even though you've already seen it, but I was going to ask, like, you know, is this too long? We can't use my phone because we're using it for recording.
Right. I don't know. What do you think of my profile? Do you think it's a... What's your opinion? If you were scrolling and you didn't know me.
The guys are only going to, like, is she hot? You know, is she hot? Is she hot?
Obviously. I got that covered on that
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all we're looking for. And then, like, at least on online dating. Now, agree or disagree with me. For guys, online dating, we don't care, like, what their profile says, really. Like, we'll look if we swipe left or right. Yeah. But to get that initial, like, yes, it's like if we're attracted to them. What about women? How's it for them?
I mean, attraction... Okay, so let me find somebody. Let me go back on my Bumble and see kind of the guys I reached out to. Okay. So, like, this was somebody I swiped on. So you see initially that they're really attractive. And then you scroll down. It's not even really a whole lot. My big thing was, I don't know, just making sure, like, they're not atheist, because that's not going to work out. Whenever I was on Tinder, I didn't care. I think Bumble, I was a little more like, okay, I'm willing to meet people.
Sure.
Whereas in Tinder, I didn't care, and I was just kind of swiping on whoever looked like I could have a fun time with.
Yeah.
And so...
Wait, hold on. What do you say here? If I could have a superpower, it'd be invisibility. What a pervert. We all know exactly what he'd be doing with invisibility. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
I wish you would let me pull up mine, because like I let you see the pictures I use.
And then
you took the worst one and put it at the front. The one I didn't like.
So there's this guy. And of course, I mean, it's been 4 years since I've been on here, so they could have very well edited their profile.
Oh, for sure. Let's see.
This guy seemed like he would have been fun.
He says, just want someone to send pump pics to. He's like all...
I would have... At the time, I would have been okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
That's him with...
being successful.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so there's nothing wrong with some of these pictures, right?
Right.
Okay, so the first one, guys, is like he's like kind of gorgeous, low key.
Well, that gives me like an F-boy vibe off the back.
So that picture, he's like posing shirtless at like a beach, and the sky's behind him, right? Mm. But you say like he's like a douchebag, right? Looking at least just based on that photo. Right. So that's very douchey. So yay or nay? Would you have been like, yes, do it?
Now or back then?
Back then. When you were younger.
Obviously I did. Because I swiped on him and we're messaging.
You're right. Stupid question. But like, let's look at the next one. Another one of him at the beach, water behind him. Say douchey, but it worked. So
right.
Okay, this is him getting like the certificate, the pose at the end where you pose for the picture.
Yeah, because he looks really good right there.
Yeah, he looks successful. He looks like a normal guy.
Right.
Yeah, that looks good. It shows initiative, ambitious maybe. The gym.
That's another... I can tell he's self-obsessed with his body. Which, I mean, if you look like that, that's fair. Yeah. That's really fair.
So you're saying I should not be... If you're... looks at me. If you're like that.
I get that, because you've worked really, really hard to accomplish what you want. That's not easy, and not everybody can do that. So I get being a little self-absorbed, but you need to add a little more to your dating profile of personality. Like, I think those pictures are fine, but I think there should have been more of, like, where he showed he was being successful.
Yeah.
It's like...
Or maybe hobbies instead of
body pic, successful pic, body pic.
Yeah. Okay. How long should the profile description be? You know?
Nothing crazy. You want to get... I think your description should be enough to give somebody an idea of what to message you. So, let's see. This was the one I was laughing at that I started the conversation with.
That's great. He just said hey back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. So
I sent a whole GIF that had a little hoodie. You pop it off and it says,
yeah, she sent a Ben Kenobi GIF where he takes the hood off and he's like, hello there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sent that.
And he just said, hey.
Yeah. Like, okay, well, this guy's a loser.
And then you'll even see throughout the conversation, I'm constantly asking questions. He's giving a response. I'm carrying the conversation. about
Yeah.
him, nothing towards me. Oh, you know, like I'm literally, all of mine are questions because he's putting in nothing. Thanks. Okay, question.
Okay, now he's starting to... Okay, but is that so that's not a successful conversation that he'd say? Yeah. Because his replies are too short, huh?
Well, it's not even that they're short. It's that he's not putting in on it. So it's like everything, if I would have just not replied, I wouldn't have been like not replying in a jerkish way.
Yeah.
But because I'm creative and fun.
Look at you. Yeah.
Okay, so...
So I think I did ask you this, but I might have forgotten.
Here, this is a perfect example of what you were just bringing up. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No, good.
you. So you were saying how long's a profile. Now, this guy deleted his profile, so we're not going to be able to look at it, but I can already tell he mentioned being a firefighter. So I said, my brother's a firefighter. Do you know which area you want to be in? Oh, I think he was in school. Maybe that's what it was.
Gotcha.
So I immediately found something to relate with and bring up of an interest he has, something he's pursuing, blah, blah, blah. Brought it up. He said, I'm already where I want to be for now. What do you mean, like city? And I said, yeah, I saw. Oh, okay, I'm confused now. I confused myself. Okay. Anyway, so I just add the loading signal.
Yes.
So, for instance, like your profile, you could say, you know, like how tall you are, you know, some of your interests, like you like hiking and camping, that you're a police officer, and just kind of shorten to the point. And then people are going to see enough stuff. And if somebody, you know, has a family member that's a police officer, or, you know, is like, ooh, I love my man in a uniform, you know, like... Yeah, exactly.
That's not what I said. That was not what that was, guys. I didn't just out myself. I do the same thing when I use the bathroom, okay? I make the same noise.
How are you using the bathroom? Why are you gripping it to pee?
Oh, man. That's great. Why do you always laugh when you're drinking?
I don't know.
It's like it's like I'm waiting on my joke, and I save it for when you take the sip and just spit it out. Yeah. What's a good first message for a guy then? Because like on Bumble, you're doing the work. I see how you're messaging. Like you said, you pick something to relate to and then bring it up. But like for a guy, what should he be sending? We established, I think, last episode. Hi, no good.
Right.
Hello. But do people respond to that?
So I would say like, hey is the most casual thing to say. So you could just be like, hey, I noticed, you know, you said you enjoyed this, or you're in school for that, or this is your favorite song.
When I see on Facebook dating that they're like a writer, they put like creative writing as their hobby. Is it too intrusive to be like, what do you like to write? You know, or tell me about some of the stuff you've written. Is that too much, too fast?
Not necessarily. If they're a creative writer, I'd ask, what type of creative writing?
Yeah.
Do you do poetry? Do you write books? Do you write short stories?
Yeah. So if I just say like, what do you like to write? Question mark, just a question. Is that too little? Too simple? I feel, because my angle is like, people like talking about themselves.
Right.
Women especially, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I'm being like, they like to talk about themselves.
Right.
And I prefer they carry the conversation better than me. Honestly, when I'm talking to a girl, I prefer if she's the one who won't shut up. Like, I prefer it. I do want to listen and all that kind of stuff. So you start asking them questions that are open-ended about what they like to do. What do you mean? What are you referring to, Darci? Don't shrug. I want to know.
All I know is I went to the bathroom for like 5 seconds and you talked the whole time to nobody but yourself.
I was narrating. Okay. Well, don't you worry. I'm cutting that part out. Because I realized I didn't talk about anything we're talking about. So no, I mean, in conversation, I prefer to let them do most of the talking. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I'm funny. I like to chime in, but I think I don't know. So is that question too simple or not? What do you like to write? Or maybe I'll do 2 questions. What do you like to write? What else do you like to do for fun?
I would say, like, if you're messaging because they're writing, you could say, hey, I saw on your profile you enjoy this. Tell me more about it. what do you like to write?
Okay, so you think the core concept of it's fine, just maybe puff it up just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but nothing like that one guy did to Jenica where he was like, hello there.
You know what the worst part is he's probably picked up a lot of women on there using that. That's the way, like, I put effort into it, and it's like, no good, doesn't work out. And then it's like, this guy can just put in ChatGPT, and he's fine. I don't know. Because she started talking to him, right? Like,
well, only because I convinced her to.
Yeah. I wonder how
she was going to ignore him, and then I just was like, well, maybe. I mean, try it out past the first text. Because I'm a big person of, like, try everything out and see if you like it first before you're going to go on assumptions on what you think.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I've done pretty good at that. And I've also gotten better about, like, okay, I'm not feeling it, and then just, like, ending it.
Right. Because I've gone on a ton of dates, because even with people I'm not attracted to, even with people I'm not interested in, I'm like, you know what, like, yeah, I can try one out.
Well, so you don't have a problem breaking hearts. You'll tell somebody that, like, look, bro, I don't like you. Like, you'll do it.
I have before.
Yes, I know.
This guy was, like, in love with me, and I was just like, I don't like you.
What's the worst one?
Like, the worst?
Yeah, what's the worst one you've had to be like, oh, I can't stand you? You maybe didn't say that, but, like, you were really just like, I can't do this.
I won't say his name.
Of course not.
But
I would hope not. Mr. John Doe.
Yeah, we can call him John. There we go. That'll actually help me a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so I matched with this guy on Tinder named John, and he seemed really nice. And at the time, this was when I was looking more for parties than I was a relationship. But, you know, like, I wasn't completely closed off to it. And this guy seemed really, really genuine. So I was like, you know what, I'll meet up with him at this IHOP or whatever. And this guy checked all the boxes. I had all of my list, my girl list in my head on ideals, negotiable stuff, non-negotiable.
Oh my gosh.
That whole thing.
All the stuff I hate. Go ahead. Continue.
And so he was even checking off, like, the ideal box of, like, you know, this isn't a standard of mine, but this is something that I would enjoy to share an interest in with someone.
Okay, cool.
And so I was like, wow, this guy's, like, freaking perfect. And he had, like, no past, no nothing. And I was like, okay. Like,
how bad of a past is too much for you?
Well, my problem is, it doesn't bother me if somebody has a super extensive past. What bothers me is I have an extensive past, and if we trigger each other all the time, it's not even going to be healthy.
Yeah.
I need someone that can put up with, like, my trauma without, like, getting re-traumatized themselves.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
I can see what you mean by that.
It's not even a problem of, like, judgment where I'm like, ooh, you've slept with too many people, or you've done too much of that. But it's like, if I struggle with doing coke, and you struggle with doing coke, and one day you have a bad night, and you bring coke back to the house, I'm screwed.
Yeah, it's fair. The guy you love is doing it. Why not just join in?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I needed somebody that could hold me accountable, didn't have the same exact struggles I struggled with. And I've had a lot of struggles, so that's hard to find.
Yeah.
And so this guy, like, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't do any of that. And I was like, wow. And so we started dating, and then I think a weekend he was like, listen, I lied. I have a really extensive past. Oh, God. And I was like, oh, okay. And, like, that turned me off the most because he lied.
Yeah.
And I didn't even care that he had a past, but then he started going into the past and, like, some of his struggles. And so he was saying he struggled with homosexuality, which I don't have a problem with, but the fact he hid it. Yeah. I'm like, well, now I have to be worried about this.
Sure.
It wasn't an upfront, hey, I've struggled with this in the past. It was hiding, and it's like, if you're hiding it from the get-go, yeah, how am I going to trust that?
You're not going to hide way worse stuff.
Right, right.
Like, what, you know, there's probably something he's not even telling you that he's hiding, you know,
right.
That's going to come out later.
Right.
Probably after y'all are married, you know,
yeah.
And you can't do anything about it.
I would find, like, one time he opened up his phone, and I pretended I didn't see it, but he had, like, transgender porn where it was women with... Yeah. Like, then I started thinking to myself, like, okay, this isn't something he has struggled with. This is something he's struggling with. Yeah. Which is still, like, we can work on that, but...
You're really careful. I mean, not careful. You're really good about, like, you know, trying to give these dudes a chance.
Right.
There's a lot of people that ran for the hills already.
Right.
You know?
And so I'm just like, okay, like, you struggle with that. That's fine. And let's work on it. But, like, it's just so much stuff was all coming out and so quickly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh,
wait. And this was all in a week?
Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
No.
And then by week 2, he ended up drinking with me. We're chill, which he was also weird about me drinking. He tried to control it. And I was like...
Like, you were doing it too much and he disagreed?
Like, the second I popped open a second drink, he was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Even though it was at my own house. I didn't have to drive. I didn't act dumb. I didn't get aggressive. Like, I mean, you've seen me drunk. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no.
And so there was a bunch of controlling habits. And, like, one time I put a cigarette in my mouth. And I was talking about the desire to quit. And so he immediately just, like, broke it out of my mouth. And I was like, no.
Yeah. Okay, you're giving this guy way too much.
Right.
Way too much, like, time.
Well, keep in mind, I've only been with, like, the worst of the worst people before him, too.
Gotcha.
So in my head, I'm like he was still doing a lot better than most other people. And
that's so annoying.
yeah, it was so
I'm annoyed
annoying.
for you, and that was years ago. I didn't even know you back then.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. And then on a night we were drinking, he decided to tell me that he had slept with his cousin one time. And his excuse was that they were drinking. And in my head, I'm like...
As you do.
Yeah.
Oh, me too, bro.
Yeah, it slipped and fell in, you know?
Okay.
And so, like, and that's not...
Come on, dude.
Like, that
guy...
That's a whole different level.
Yeah.
That's something we can't even work on.
No, not
And
at
so
all.
the second he told me about that, I immediately started kind of detaching myself.
So you didn't just ghost him. You didn't say, this isn't going to work. It sounds like you took the slow, painful approach.
Well, in my head, because he still had these things that seemed to make him like he was a good guy. And I was so hesitant to judge his past because of my own.
Yeah.
And so, like, in my head, I was like, okay, well, not that this is acceptable, but he said it was one time, and it was, like, years ago, and they were drunk. Maybe, like, this is excusable,
right.
I guess. You know, like, I felt like I couldn't judge that because of my past. It's like, well, I've been with 50-plus people. I used to, you know, like, do this or do that. And so it's like, okay, let me not judge where I should have judged that situation.
Yeah.
And so... Let me think after that. So I immediately started getting detached. I was weirded out. I was so grossed out.
Yeah.
I was honestly disgusted after he told me that.
I feel you.
Right, right.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. And so
there was definitely the line, I feel like, a while back.
Yeah,
before you said, but it just kept getting worse.
Right,
My God.
Right. It kept getting worse. And then
he
would
told you while you were drinking that happened? Ugh.
And so then he started making like racist comments towards my friend, and he would become a different person if I wasn't in the room.
Yeah.
So Jenica, she's Arabic, and at one point he told her to shut up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I like Jenica, she's cool.
That's me. Yeah, she's awesome. And like John was black too, so like the fact he would make racial comments at someone who was also black. And it was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm confused.
Right, you know? And it wasn't like funny tee hee ha ha. Like he was like being rude about it.
Yeah.
And Jenica would tell me all these stories and be like, John said this to me, John did that. And in my head, like I see how he reacts to them in front of me, and I'm like, are you sure you're not taking these things the wrong way? Like that just doesn't sound the way he speaks.
Yeah.
Because he didn't speak that way in front of me. And then, you know, he was telling me, oh, Jenica's jealous of our relationship. She's trying to get between us, and started implanting these ideas in my head that Jenica was after him and didn't want me to be happy and wanted me all to herself. Which she's never been that way, but it did come off that way when I wasn't seeing the way he was being around her. Okay. And the way she would be around him in front of me. Yeah. I was like, oh, like, you know, yeah, she's jealous. But she wasn't. Like, she just knew he was a piece of trash.
So that was working then? That strategy? Okay. How old were you at the time?
19.
Okay.
18, 19.
Yeah, you're still very impressionable at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, or no. I was 20 because he gave me a 21st birthday of like a shot class or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we were dating right around my birthday.
Gotcha.
I was 20 going into 21.
Wait, that's almost right when I met you. Because we celebrated your 21st, right?
We celebrated my 22nd.
Gotcha. Never mind then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
my
so...
timeline's off.
Yeah. And so, anyways, I have always been super faithful. I have never, ever, ever cheated, never thought about it. That is just something that, like, loyalty runs in my blood. And
Sure.
I am overly loyal most of the time.
Yeah.
To where people have to tear me away from really toxic people.
Right.
So, Jenica kept telling me, like, this dude's not it, da-da-da. And I was like, well, we, you know, have so much fun together. And she was like, do you, though? Because, like, you're doing fun things, but are you actually having fun? Like, if... let's call the other guy, James. I had gone on a date with him prior, and he was the one that was, like, a good guy.
Gotcha.
And she was like, if James would have taken you to that versus John, how much more fun would you have had? I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
And she was like, and in fact, if you were with James, he wouldn't even have to take you to do that for you to have fun. Y'all had fun at Walmart. You barely had fun at a Trippie Redd concert.
Yeah, which was, like, your thing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, shoot, you know, you're kind of making sense.
Yeah.
And then, so it's my 21st birthday. COVID's shutting down all the bars. My coworker's like, hey, I have tequila at home. Do you want to come over, drink, da-da-da. So we're drinking a ton. And this dude's coming on to me. And I was like, no. Like, I have a boyfriend. I can't. And he was like, you don't even like your boyfriend. And I was like, oh my God, does everybody see this? Like, does everybody see that I do not like my boyfriend? And so we had kissed, and then I was like, look, let me break up with this guy before anything happens. This isn't who I am, but I had kissed him, which is cheating. But I was like, this is where I'm drawing the line. I'm going to go break up with him. So I get home, I wait till I'm not drunk. The next day I call him, I break up with him. And he flips his crap.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure of course he would.
Yeah.
Sounds like something he would
do.
He
was telling me he loves me. Keep in mind, we had been talking for like 2 months. And I was really emotionally distant the whole time. Like, I wasn't being super loving. We were just going out doing fun things. And he was
You were
like,
being distant 2 weeks in, right? And now it's 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And so I was just like, look, like, it's not working out, da-da-da-da-da. Goes on this huge spew, and he threatens to unalive himself. Which I have had a best friend unalive herself when I was 15. And I had told him about that, and he knew.
Yeah.
And I told him about the time my mom had threatened that and how much it messed me up. So he immediately went to that to scare me, to make me go back.
Okay.
And so I told him to do it.
The story was so serious. I was at a loss for words. I'm sorry. And how did he take that?
So So what he did was he drove himself to the mental hospital, checked himself in, was there for like 2 weeks, told all of his family and friends he was attempting. He never attempted. He just drove himself to the hospital, came out and pretended like he had a failed attempt.
Goodness.
And I was livid. And I knew he didn't try anything because his best friend, I found them, called them, and they're like, yeah, he drove himself to the hospital, da-da-da. I was like, okay. And so when he's telling me, he was like, yeah, I tried to overdose and do this and do that. And I was like, how were you able to drive after trying that? And he was like, And I was just like, yeah, I didn't think so. And during that time, I had somebody that had passed away. And so I was livid. I was not having it.
So he was very subtle in how he tried to manipulate you, right? Okay, it was like over time. It didn't just happen, right? I've had the opposite. The women that I've matched with or gone on dates with, the crazy ones, they're crazy right out the gate. Okay, like they don't even, I don't know, it's like they don't even try to hide it, it feels like.
Right.
I did online dating in 2020 and I matched with this girl. We met once sounds weird, but we met in a Walmart parking lot. We just like hung out in her car and played. Like she was a counselor for students with disabilities, and she had a bunch of toys that were supposed to be like stimulating for them. So naturally, I picked one up and was messing with it. And then
he means for ADHD.
Sure. And therefore, I was naturally drawn to those, and I picked one up and started messing with it.
Like the little spinny toys?
Yeah. Well, actually, she had a whole kitchen playset, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I just started opening stuff up, and you got the little toy frying pan. Okay, so I'd say the date was pretty successful. In a nutshell.
Ladies, if you're trying to get a man, just keep a kitchen playset in your car for the next date.
If you're trying to get this man. This one right here. Yeah, I need toys.
What if she had like an easy bake oven, like just like in her dash?
Okay, how bomb of a first date would that be though? Like, how dope would that be?
Like you guys meet up in the Walmart parking lot, and then she's just like, "I've been waiting for this."
That would have been okay. That actually sounds like a pretty dope date. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm messing with the toys she has, right? And then like that date was fine. I wasn't instantly drawn to her. At that point, I kind of knew what I wanted in somebody, and she wasn't really it. But I kept it going for a little bit, not long. Like so, day 2, we're at my place, and we had a few drinks, and then she tried to pressure me into sleeping with her, and I said, I was like, no, and then she was like, well then. Like, she kept trying, and I said no. And then she was like, well, then I'm leaving, right? So and then she was doing it in a way where she was, like, slowly leaving, waiting for me to change my mind. You know what I mean?
Like, looking over the shoulder.
Yeah. Like... And she's standing there for a minute, and I'm sitting here like, bye. So my point is, like, nobody's subtle when they try to manipulate me. Like, I'm not that hard to manipulate. Like, honestly, I'm a simple guy. You know what I'm saying? But when they go from 0 to 100 really fast,
right?
I see right through it, and I can say no. I can say no easier that way.
All of mine have been such a slow process of them being like decent, and then a couple months in, once it's too late for you to not feel anything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I got lucky with this John guy, was I didn't feel anything the whole time. But if I would have been, like, in love with him, imagine him telling me that he was going to take his own life because I was leaving him. Mm-hmm. Like,
that would have been tough. You probably would have left.
Right.
Yeah. And then you'd have never met Paul. Right. We never would have met. And then this whole thing would have never happened. I would have
ended up taking my own life because I would have been miserable.
Oh, God, yeah. I feel... I know what you mean.
Right. So, I did want to read...
And I got a question for you once you get through that.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing such a dark story, and thank you for livening it up, because I was depressed. And you made it funny.
So, I found 2 funny reviews on Tinder. First of all, the review difference between Tinder and Bumble is astonishing. Tinder is rated at like a 3.7, while Bumble's rated at like a 4.8.
Bumble doesn't work for me, so yeah, I don't get it. Ladies, you reach out to me.
Yeah. But anyways, most of the bad reviews that were on Bumble are just like, oh, they raised their price from $8.99 to $11.99. This is, crap. And I was just like, oh, whatever. But some of the ones for Tinder, like this one guy said 100 matches and no head. His name is Superhero Gamer.
I can't imagine why nobody wanted to meet up with this guy.
He said, nothing more than a title, to be honest. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I must be really ugly.
Well, he's funny.
And then this one cracked me up. So this one says, thieves stole my money, house, and car.
And that's 1-star review?
Yeah.
Tinder's being trolled.
Yeah, someone said, go to the bar. Pay $40 for the month for this. No one talks. You go to their profile, add me on Snap or Insta. You are seriously better off going to the bar or picking up a girl on the side of the road. Maybe that's what...
It's true.
Maybe that's what that 100 matches no head guy needs.
Yeah, for real.
Girl on the side of the road.
Yeah, I don't go to the bar anymore because I have a problem with driving after having a few or more than a few. And then, yeah, so... No bars for me. But it's really not as hard as I used to make it to go meet somebody, pick one up, go out on a date. It's actually not that hard. My first girlfriend, I met her after church at like the Chili's or whatever. Oh, Raising Cane's. There we go. And we were sitting across from each other talking, and it was a group setting. We're all talking, and I noticed she was laughing at all my dumb jokes. And then when we were done, I said, "Can I get your number?" And she said yes. And I was like, that was easy. I am shocked. I made it so hard forever.
Right.
Till I was 24, you know?
See, because the thing is, if you go approach someone at a bar, worst case scenario, they, like, decline.
They won't decline the drink. Okay?
Right.
Let me tell you that. Is it okay to lead with buying a drink?
I will tell you, well, let me read this first before I go into it so that we can just go away from the Tinder subject and dive into this. But cool. I had probably one of the best experiences with a guy buying me a drink, and I'll tell you about it after this. So, one of my opening things was, this was Bumble. And I said, "So, where do you plan on traveling to? You need a travel companion? Asking for a friend." And they gave me like some one-liner and then never replied to my next one. Now this one, I want you to read it.
Out loud?
Yes.
You want me to be the guy and
yeah.
be you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, no, just read the whole thing because I feel like you're shocked of... All right. So just as a point of reference, he talked about in his profile some like oversized guinea pig that like bit him in Israel or something.
Okay. I would love to hear more about this oversized guinea pig that bit you in Israel. I effing pulled out a Glock and popped the crap out of it.
That was it. Like,
and he didn't respond to your LMAO?
Yeah. He didn't put an LOL, a ha-ha. He just said, I effing pulled out the Glock, popped the S out of it. I was like, wow. I saw that and I was just like, okay.
It looks like he didn't even read your LMAO.
Right.
He's just like, eh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so his profile's gone. I want to see, like, what did he put?
I think it's still up.
What did he put in the story that inspired that question?
I wonder if it's still on there. Was that Gregory? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. This is who Darci would refer. This is who Darci would say yes to a date with. He's very gigantic. Part of the 6-foot species. You think he's lying? Do you think this would be a catfish? Is this a catfishing story? We'll do face masks with you. So will I, ladies. Run, poetry, diving, travel, pineapple plus pizza. Okay, that's not a red flag. We'll do an episode on that someday. No, I'll not let you do my makeup. Rap battle me. Oh, no, thank you. Baby chicken dad. I like this guy.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. This guy's got personality. All right, I'll be your husband or the brother you never had.
But not both. Unlike John.
Yeah, I think we should have put that in there, but not both. And then wink face. Econ/bio. That's just probably what he's majoring in. Writing, making videos, gym, I want to watch one of his videos. 6 foot, cool. Active, never smokes, wants kids so that this guy matches yours perfectly. Bro, I'm sad this guy didn't work out. Sorry, Paul. All right, douchebag pictures. This one's pretty good. Personality.
Yeah.
Douchey. Sister, right?
That one was really sweet. It says, not my kid, but the day I have a daughter, my life will be complete. Oh.
Dang. Yes. Okay. This guy is like killing it.
Legit,
for me.
yeah.
I like this guy. If he's Gregory, if you're, you gotta cut that out.
There's no last name. Nobody's gonna know who you're talking about.
Gregory, if you're still single and you see this, run. It says run. Sir, Gregory, I will mess your life up. Okay? You make sure to stay far away from me. All right? I will ruin your life. In a good way, though. My interests.
Oh, my God. This chair.
I already ruined this chair's life. I get way too excited about just fish. Not fishing, just fish. Okay, there's no way this guy isn't married by now.
Right.
I like him. He's gorgeous, he's funny, and he likes everything. Like, everything good. So,
yeah.
All right, appreciate you, Gregory. That was good. Oh, shoot, we're almost out of time already.
No, by the time you edit it, it'll be a little shorter.
Well, I got a question now. Wait, what did I ask you before we... Bar.
Drinks. Buying a girl a drink.
Yeah. Yay or nay? I think you got a good story. But...
Big yay.
Okay, so buying a drink right out the gate. I guess it's how you approach. So tell me how this guy did it.
So I was sitting at the bar with some friends, and all of a sudden, the bartender brings me another of exactly what I just had. And I look at her. She was like, this is from the guy across the bar. And so, you know, we like raise our glasses across the bar, and I drink it. And I'm waiting for him to come up to me, and he never does. So I'm sitting there, and I think either A, he was waiting for me to approach. I think he was waiting to see if I approached him after buying me the drink.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's good.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
And so he's also with a group of friends.
Take notes, guys. Trying to help you.
He approaches me as they're leaving, says, "Hey, I'm the one that bought you that drink. You know, you are very beautiful. I saw you from across the bar, and I really want to talk to you. We're heading here later. Like, we're heading to a cigar lounge. I would really love for you to join me. I'd love to, like, buy you a cigar, another drink, and just kind of, like, see who you are." And I was like, okay. The guy leaves. He's with a big old group of guy friends, so I didn't go. Because I wasn't going to go by myself with 6 men that I have no idea who they are. Right. So I wasn't going to leave with, like, 6 grown men that I had no idea who they were. So
right.
I didn't go. But that's always, like, an instant I remember and really appreciated. I didn't feel... I loved that he let me have my drink. Because if he were to buy me a drink and approach me, I have to talk to him.
Yeah.
There's not really a choice in it. Because I'm having to finish my drink. And if I'm not interested, you know... Because he didn't come over and ask, can I buy you a drink? He just bought me one.
So just buy the drink. And then you would say, don't approach her, wait for you to finish it first.
Wait for her to finish it.
Okay. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes here, as everyone else should be.
Either ask her permission to buy her a drink, saying, hey, I'd love to buy you a drink. And she says, yes, it's fine to sit with her while she's drinking it. But if you're just buying it for her, don't approach her until she finishes it.
Okay. That's really good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
There's no pressure for conversation there then. She's not going to feel like she has to. And so, especially with the fact that the guy was on the way out the door and invited me and something else, offered to pay for things, it was really classy. And honestly, not my type at all. I really didn't even find him very attractive.
But you loved the experience.
I loved the experience. And had he not been with a group of guys, I would have totally gone.
Okay. So if he was by himself, you would have gone?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe just with one friend.
Yeah. Or maybe women in there too?
Right.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. We're at an hour. And we always do this where we could go for like 5 hours. And we have before, like, just talking. So
just call Shaps and let them know we made 5 episodes
today.
I
know, right? No kidding. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week. And thank you, Darci, for being on today. Did you have fun?
It was all right. Yeah,
it was fun. It's okay. This show kind of sucks. But right.
I'll make it better for you.
Appreciate that. And I think our listeners would also appreciate that.
Thank you for joining Caleb's podcast.